The truth of 1,000 years. 1,000 years. 1,000 years I have been breathing. Memories pile up, to the point where sometimes I am no longer sure which is real life, and which is a dream left behind in time. The ones I loved, they have all passed. Whether they were friends, siblings, or even the children I held in my own hands. At first, I cried every time. But after several hundred years, tears became a luxury. I didn't stop grieving, but the sadness became like the air, it is around me all the time, until I barely feel it. The world spins faster and faster. An empire that was mighty in one era becomes rubble in a few hundred years. Languages change, religions are reborn, technologies emerge and then die out. I used to think humans would learn from the past, but no, they wage the same wars, just using different tools. I, too, have not escaped the loneliness. Every time I start to bond with someone, I already know how it will end. Sooner or later, I will have to stand amongst the graves again. Now, I am no longer sure if love is a blessing or a curse. But in the emptiness, there is still a small light that keeps me willing to stay. It is the chance to witness the newness that humans create. Even though it never lasts, every time a flower blooms, a child's laughter rings out, or someone dares to dream, I still feel that there is a reason for me to stay and watch. 1,000 years has taught me that the meaning of life is not in finding the permanent, but in seeing the beautiful small moments, even if they vanish in the blink of an eye. The dark side, almost lost faith. 1,000 years. I am no longer human, but I am not a god either. I have seen worlds come into being and shatter time and again. I have seen the children I once held turn to dust. Seen the cities I once built become ruins. Every time I extend my hand to help, the world still cycles back to harming itself. I have become a presence that watches from a distance, like a person standing on a cliff edge. The laughter of people has become a faint echo, too far to reach. I watch them love and hate, build their dreams and destroy them themselves. I once tried to be a teacher, a protector, a chronicler, but eventually, I gave up. What I am left with is a heart that has grown numb. Sometimes, I think I am merely a ghostly shadow trapped in time, nowhere to go, no reason to stay. The peaceful side, like achieving enlightenment. 1,000 years. I am not a god, but I am not an ordinary person either. I have learned that everything that happens is merely transient. Both the grandest empire and the small flower by the roadside wither the same way. Loss is not a curse, but a teacher. I no longer wish to control the world. No longer want anyone to follow my teachings. I sit in a garden, watching the sunset for the nth time. I see children laugh. Even though I know they will leave, that laughter is authentic in that single moment, and that moment is sacred. I have discovered that the meaning of staying is not about changing the world, but about being a witness to the small beauties that occur. I no longer wish to run from the pain. I live with it, like I live with my own breath. And that brings me peace. Both sides exist in the same being, like water and fire in a single glass. Some days I am merely a shadow that has lost faith. Some days I am merely a still breath, seeing everything as it is. But both sides are me, a being who has lived long enough to know that darkness and peace are not separate. They are always together.